Well, good evening, folks. We're fixing to have a real gorgeous sunset tonight. Whole lot different than yesterday. Yesterday was literally drizzly rain all day long. And yeah, thought I'd just come out and get a look. Boy, things are really popping. My rhubarb is just leafing out real well. Chives are doing good. Noisy vehicles are going up and down the road. So much for peace and quiet in the country. But really, it is peaceful out here. And we're looking like we're going to have a really nice sunset. So, see if I can get this tripod set up. That looks pretty good. I think I got it really well centered. Now, if the vehicles had just stopped going up and down the road, you might be able to hear the birds singing. Can't blame people though. They all want to get home. A lot of them work late. And maybe we'll just take a little quick walk around this evening. It's Monday evening. Had a doctor appointment today. My doctor's decided that the Humira isn't working as well as it used to anymore. And so he's going to get me on, see if he can get me on an infusion treatment. See if we can get a look at the mountains. There we go. Got some beautiful mountains around here. Just zoom in a bit so we can just follow them. Oh, sun glistening off the... That's just gorgeous. Well, good evening. I'll come back later. We'll have to have a little chat. But my doctor thinks infusions will do much better than the injectable. So he's basically trying to get a pre-authorization from my insurance company. And hopefully the insurance company will okay it. I'll have 3 appointments, infusion appointments, to set up my first 3. I think they do the first one, and then they couple weeks, 2-3 weeks later, they do the second, and about at the 6-week mark they do the third, and then after that it'll just be once every 8 weeks. And it should really help, since I still have continuing deteriorating damage in my joints, especially in my feet. Since I got to be on my feet most of the day at work, it's getting quite painful walking. So y'all have a good evening. It's April 1st, but not playing any jokes today. It was a little bit of a serious chat with my doctor. I got another doctor appointment with another doctor next Monday. That should be interesting too. had a lot of extra lab tests done. So I'll find out all the results of that one. So good evening, and I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you later. Good morning, everyone. We've got some beautiful color in the sky. Sun's about to come up. You can see where it's got a really bright glow on the clouds there. But yeah, we've got some just beautiful, beautiful sunrise this morning. Thought I'd just come out and say good morning and let you share the beautiful sunrise with you. Well, good morning, everyone. Can you believe that color? Isn't that simply amazing out here? Didn't realize I was slightly zoomed in, but wow. The winds have died down a little bit. It's been very windy all night. But that's a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. The colors are just simply amazing. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day today. It's Thursday morning, and I hope your week has been going really good so far. And I hope you have a really, really good day. Hello, everyone. I thought I'd come out and take a look at the rhubarb. And yes, that is a flash white. We have a really nice storm cloud blowing in. And I can't decide if it's going to snow or not, or maybe it is going to snow. Oh, how exciting. It's snowing. And I came out to show you my rhubarb. Look how well my rhubarb is doing. It's so exciting. The chives are looking wonderful. I got my strawberries out here. I still need to clean up the dead stuff, but they're looking really good. Look, I got new baby leaves are coming out. Everybody's putting out baby leaves. My little tree is still alive. I think it's a maple. And yes, if we look close, we got some little green buds on there. I finally got my rose in a pot. My rose is in a pot. Look at that. I got little leaves coming out all over it. It's budding out. It's going to be awesome. I got this pot watered. I've got some stuff I'm going to put in there. And why in the heck is it trying to snow? Good grief. Snow needs to go away. Look at this. Look at that. It's little teeny tiny bits of snow. It's cold wind. I am going in, it's sunshine. Look at that. Sunshine, blue sky, and then there's this here. Sunshine and blue sky. But yeah, I just thought I'd come out here and show you that. And yeah, I got some cute little knockoff Crocs at Walmart. Size 7. Apparently I wear the size 7. That's why I usually buy sandals. And good grief though. What is up with our crazy weather? Anyways, we will go inside and have a little chat where there's not a cold wind blowing and snow falling out of the sky. Oh, gal, can you believe that? Blue sky and it's snowing. So let's go in the house and have a little chat and get out of this cold wind. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, that was a little exciting. I went outside and started filming my rhubarb and the strawberries that I moved over into the garden area. And yeah, the wind picked up and all of a sudden it's snowing. Just a little teeny tiny pinpoint pebbly snow, but it was snow nonetheless. And I'm just going, oh, okay, crazy weather. Blue sky on one side, clouds on another, and the wind just blowing snow sideways over into me. And I thought, the wind was very cold though. Very cold. Our temperatures did not get very warm today. Let's see. I think mid-40s is about the highest the weather app says. So I didn't actually check to see what my thermometer outside says. It says 49. Okay, I just took a quick look. It says 49, but it's in a more sheltered, protected area on the north side of my garage, so it probably does not reflect what the temperature is out in the middle of the yard with the wind blowing on you. In fact, I'm going to check this weather app. Says it feels like 48, 44, feels like 48. Not really. It was a little, that wind is cold out there. There's a definite wind chill. But my rhubarb is coming up really nicely. And I'm very happy because a few years ago, my mother gave me a rhubarb plant. And the area in which I put it, unfortunately, was an area where water regularly would drip off the roof. I stuck it in the corner of one of my flower beds by the side of my house, and unfortunately that was an area where water tended to drip down from the roof line, and that winter it literally, that section of ground got completely iced over and it froze the crown of my rhubarb, and it did not come up the next year. And so I realized that was entirely the wrong spot. This spot where I planted my rhubarb this year looks like it's a spot it's going to be very happy in, and it is really doing well. It looks great. My chives are hanging in there and looks like they're multiplying, and yeah, that makes me happy. I do have some little starts, and maybe I'll take you and let's go look at them. I've got last month when I went to the church dinner for the ladies with my mom at her church, we had a little activity where we were given a bunch of little peat cups and some planting medium and some seeds, and it's taken a while because my back room is kind of cold, so they really haven't had much. But I got a couple of, this week I went and got a couple of lights, and yeah, let's go take a look here. Yeah, I got some lights, and I hung the lights up, and they're actually, well, the two zinnias are still heading towards the window, but everything else is doing well. I've got little tiny plants. See my little tiny plants there? Oh, I hope you can see the little tiny plants. See them? My little tiny plants. I am so excited. But I just got a couple of really cheap LED lights from Walmart. They didn't cost very much. Got them hooked up and linked up and tied up with string. And it's not the best setup. I've actually been told that what I need to get is that little chain stuff from the hardware store. And then I can adjust it easier. But for right now, we are just going to use string. So I've started some starts. And I've got enough room up here to get more seeds because it's that time of year here in Idaho where we need to start our seeds. It's time to start seeds. It's April. It's actually for things like tomatoes, if you want nice big plants. Let's see if I can get my tripod set up again here. I got one support on one leg is kind of broken, so yeah. So let's see, get the tripod set back up, adjusted. There we are. So that's what I got going. Really ought to show you my other things I've got. Here, we're gonna go for a walk. We're going for a walk. And we're going to look at my window garden. You see the sedum I have is blooming. It's got some beautiful pink blossoms. And my Christmas cactus that's tucked in here is blooming. It's got one big blossom there. But yeah, you notice these beautiful bright pink blossoms here. They are just so gorgeous. Everything else is doing well. Geraniums have got blossoms on them too. Oh, yeah. All that's doing well. The little tiny cactus. I got a little cactus down there and it's got pretty orange flower on it. And all my other little plants are doing good. Yep, that's doing good. My little potted plant here is doing good. I've actually got a potted plant inside the plant with pot. I haven't actually got it planted yet. I keep meaning to. And in my kitchen window, I hope we can see, but in the kitchen window, we've got my Christmas cactus there is blooming. Oh. And these little sunflowers are doing good. The basil here is doing really good. These flowers, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's purple cone flower is doing good. And I believe these are Shasta daisies. They're doing good. My aloe that my daughter gave me, it was just a teeny tiny baby plant when she gave it to me a couple of years ago. It is just it's just doing amazing. It's getting huge. And it has a little, if you can see this little tiny one here, it's got a little baby plant coming up behind it. I don't know if I can dig it out though. That pot is just really tight. It's a tight fit. So that's what I got going. It's a lot. I need some springtime in my house. So yes, plants and new plants. And let's get this tripod set up here again. And it's exciting to get some new plants going and see things going in my garden. I do wish, though, I could get some warm weekends because I have got so much cleanup I need to get done in my garden beds, and I haven't been able to get out there because just not enough daylight hours in the evenings. And this last week, even though it got up into the 60s, we had cold winds blowing, and I would get home in the evenings and it would be dropping down in the 50s, and with a wind chill that made it feel more like it was like 40 degrees outside. And it was very windy this week. Hopefully this next week it's supposed to also get back up in the 60s, but then next weekend it will be cloudy, wet, rainy, dropping down in the 40s again. And I'm just going, I need a warm weekend, you know, a couple days where I'm not having to go to work, so I can just spend it outside cleaning up my flower beds. I've got so much cleanup work to do because last month March came in with a big old snowstorm, and then it took forever for it to melt off. And so I'm about a month behind getting my raised beds cleaned up, I'm not my raised beds, but all my garden beds. I've got just all my flower beds need to be cleaned up. I still need to walk around my property with a trash bag and pick up trash because there's trash in the trees and in the shrubs and just all around the fence lines. It gets that way after a winter. The wind blows so much into my yard. So yeah, I'm really eager to get to it, but the weather has not been cooperating too well with me lately. Okay, so what I mentioned earlier, I did have my doctor appointment last Monday with my rheumatologist, and he doesn't feel the Humira is working as well for me. I bet, let's just say I've had a lot of discomfort and a lot of tiredness. I've just been very, very tired lately, which also makes it very hard to get things done. And he's decided, he says I do have, he did some ultrasounds on my finger joints and on my joints of my toes. Those large joints at the base of all your toes, he says they definitely show signs of more joint deterioration and bone loss in there, which is probably why my feet hurt all the time. Yesterday I did go and do a little shoe shopping and got me a couple of new pairs of shoes, since my pair I've been wearing for the last 6 months has kind of worn out, and I did switch to getting wider width shoe because it's a little more comfortable than regular width. I look at my feet and they don't actually look any wider, but yeah, wider width shoe with really thick, I know, yeah, requirements I need for shoes is just so difficult because I need something with a really wide toe box so my foot doesn't feel like it's being squeezed, and I need a really thick, you know, like super thick memory foam. And then I need really good arch support because my arches aren't in great shape anymore. And I've always had really high arches anyways, but they're no longer in as good a shape as they used to be. So I spent probably a good 2 hours at a couple of different stores just trying on one shoe after another. I tend to like to buy Skechers because they do have the good arch support, and they've got the really thick memory foam. And most shoes don't have super thick memory foam cushioning inside of them. They've got a little thin foam pad, and that's okay for most people, but not for me. Yeah, you know, trying on lots and lots of shoes, and I finally did find something that I hope will work, since at work I am on my feet a lot. Tomorrow I will see my autoimmune doctor and get the results from all the tests I had 4 weeks ago, and we'll see what he has to say. Maybe he has some suggestions on what I can do other than drinking lots of energy drinks to try to keep my energy levels up, because I'm just really tired. But my rheumatologist last Monday, he does want to switch me to infusions. And as to what drug I actually end up being put on for my infusions really does depend on my insurance company. He's his first choice, he's thinking the insurance company may okay this treatment because it's been around for a while and it's been proven to be effective. But you know, as it is, you always just send off to the insurance company. The doctor says, this is what I want to put my patient on. And then the insurance company decides whether or not you get to be on it, depending on whether or not they want to cover the cost of that particular drug. They may say, no, let's try something else. I went through that several years ago when I was first diagnosed, and my doctor, he would have wanted to put me on a biologic right away, but the company would not okay it. I literally spent a whole year going from one pill to another that just none of them really worked. And before they would finally say, okay, you've tried everything we require you to try, now we will okay a biologic. And of course, they turned down my doctor's request for the first one he wanted to put me on. And then he requested for the Humira, and they did okay the Humira, and I've been on the Humira ever since. But yeah, lately with the increase in joint pain and me just, the chronic fatigue is back, and so I am just so tired all the time. And it's just really, really hard to get up the energy to do things. I come home from work and it's just like I am totally exhausted. So, hopefully this treatment plan will be okayed by my insurance company. I'm saying prayers because I just sometimes I get tired of all the hoops they make you jump through just to get something so that you can feel better, have more energy, and be functional. But like I said, I'm also going to be seeing my autoimmune specialist tomorrow, and hopefully he will have something that I can take or some suggestions of what I can do to help boost my energy levels so I feel a little more perky and a little less something like I don't know. I just am so tired all the time, you know. It's really, really hard to get things done. I've got crochet projects I need to get finished. They're laid out on my craft table. I just haven't been able to get to them because I'm so tired in the evenings and my hands have been hurting. And so say prayers that I will get the treatments I need. Oh, yeah. I have Rosie walking back and forth, but at least she's not rubbing up against the tripod here and making it wiggle. I don't need wiggling. I didn't get a little short hymn, so I've been going through my old hymn book. I know our church is going to be redoing our hymn books. And they took, a couple years ago, they took a survey of everybody's favorite hymns, and I just never got this old hymn that I liked that was in a prior hymn book to the one that we use right now. But it's always one I really liked, especially when as a child, and I always never could figure out why this one never even made it into the children's hymn book that they put out. But it's a really good old hymn, and I don't know, it's got 5 verses. I may not sing all of them, but it's called Hushed Was the Evening Hymn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I hope I don't get dinged or anything by YouTube for singing this. You know, some of these old hymns are just really good, and I actually spoke about this once to somebody in my church as it being a good children's hymn, and she's like, I've never heard of it. And I'm going, God, it was a favorite hymn when I was a child. Of course, that was a long time ago, too. Let's see. Take a drink here. Nah. Gotta find the right note here. Hushed was the evening hymn, the temple courts were dark, the lamp was burning dim before the sacred ark, when suddenly a voice divine rang through the silence of the shrine. Maybe I need to be a little bit higher. The old man, meek and mild, the priest of Israel slept. His watch the temple child, the little Levi kept. And what from Eli's sense was sealed, the Lord to Hannah's son revealed. Oh, give me Samuel's ear, the open ear, O Lord, alive and quick to hear each whisper of thy word, like him to answer at thy call and to obey thee first of all. Oh, give me Samuel's heart, a lowly heart that waits, where in thy house thou art, or watches at thy gates. By day and night a heart that still moves at the breathing of thy will. Oh, give me Samuel's mind, the sweet unmurmuring faith, obedient and resigned to thee in life and death, that I may read with childlike eyes truths that are hidden from the wise. That was just a real beautiful song. It's something that's I've always reminded me to always be like Samuel, who when he heard the Lord's voice in the middle of the night and he was just a child and he thought Eli was calling him, and he would run to Eli and say, "Did you call?" And Eli would say, "No, I didn't call you." And after the third time, Eli told Samuel, he says, "This is the Lord who is calling you. And the next time he calls you, say, 'Yes, Lord, it is I.'" And so Samuel did. And we just need to always be like Samuel, quick to listen for that still soft voice in our hearts of the Lord speaking to us, in guiding us and directing us in our lives. So that's my little hymn and message today, and my little garden update, especially my little tiny house garden that I'm starting. I'm next week I do plan on getting my seed tray started. I've got things I can start right now. I can start flowers. I can start more tomatoes. Right now is a good time to get my tomatoes started because it's going to take a little while for them to sprout. Even though I keep my house warm, that little back room does get kind of chilly. I'm gonna hopefully get a few more cheap lights from Walmart and maybe get a second shelf with lights on it. They didn't have too many. They only had those two when I was there, but I only checked one Walmart too, and that's the one here in town in Blackfoot. We've got other Walmarts. In Walmart, there's a couple in Idaho Falls and another one in Pocatello, so I got other Walmarts I can check for cheap lights. But that's all I did, was just buy a couple of things as cheap LED lights, and it just gives us, it was a suggestion I got from a channel called last year called Bluebird Homestead. It's a YouTube channel, and a young lady named Kara and her husband Ryan run it. They're just really nice young people. But she showed, I'm going to have to go back and watch her video because she showed what kind of little cheap chains they got from the hardware store so they could just more easily adjust their lights up and down as needed. And yeah, haven't got any home improvements done lately. But I'll let y'all know next week what my autoimmune doctor tells me at my appointment tomorrow. And hopefully between all my doctors, we can find a way to get up and go and get a little more pep in my step. So I'm just not so tired all the time. It's having autoimmune issues, for anyone who knows, it can be taxing. Just, you get a therapy, it works great, you're doing great, and then things aren't, it's like, I think your body develops a resistance to it, and then you got to find something else that works. And yeah, and suddenly you're tired all the time again. Chronic fatigue is one of the biggest things with most people who have autoimmune issues. I've been following a couple channels, and there's ladies on there who they've got some autoimmune issues that are just starting to crop up, and they are having the hardest time getting diagnosed. And I just feel so bad for them because I know what they're going through, and I pray for them that they'll be able to get the diagnosis and treatments that they need to do better, feel better, get their energy back. They're younger than me. You know, they shouldn't be dealing with this. And, you know, so anyways, I will see you all next week, hopefully. Maybe I'll get out a video if I can the middle of this week. If I can get my seeds started, I might make a little video of that. And I still need to put together that video I made putting my cat tree together. It's hard. I come home and I'm tired. I don't want to have to deal with trying to chop up a very long video into a whole bunch of little bits just so I can put the bits back together and try to remember which bits go in and which bits don't. But I hope you all have a wonderful week. I've had a wonderful weekend. Our church did a 2-day broadcast. It was just really nice, good talks, a lot of people, just very good spirit there. I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday at your respective meetings, and let God be with you, and God bless you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.